Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were supposed to be untouchable. America's sweetheart and the internet's favorite husband, Hollywood royalty. And Justin Baldoni, well, he was supposed to be the villain.
Show up on a set, I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute. And I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull.
That didn't age well. And we've seen this before, because Hollywood loves a takedown story. Remember Amber Heard and Johnny Depp? A public battle, a media storm, and a reputation crumbling in real time. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, well, they just wrote the next chapter in how not to handle a scandal. You see, we're witnessing a masterclass in how not to play the game of power. Blake Lively and Ryan, well, they fumbled hard. And Justin Baldoni, he didn't just survive, he recovered, and he flipped the script on them. So how did Hollywood's golden couple lose control of the narrative? And how did Justin Baldoni, of all people, walk away looking like the reasonable one? We're breaking it all down using the 48 laws of power, because Blake and Ryan just gave us a real-time case study into what happens when you overplay your hand. Let's set the scene. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds had everything going for them. They weren't just actors, they were a brand. Their love story, iconic. Their media control, flawless. The internet eating out of their hands, fully obsessed with them. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni was off on the sidelines, a relative nobody. And let's be honest, who really thought he was going to come out winning here? You see, that's the problem. Just when you think you're untouchable, you get sloppy. And Blake and Ryan, they got real sloppy. Know who you are dealing with. Never underestimate the underdog. You see, that was mistake number one, underestimating the opponent. Blake and Ryan assumed Justin would just, I don't know, disappear, cry on Instagram, apologize, anything but swing back. And boy, did he swing back. You see, he flipped the narrative, and the second people started defending him, the internet was like, hang on a second, are Blake and Ryan the bad guys here? That's when you know you've lost control. When people start questioning you instead of your opponent. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Blake and Ryan built their entire brand on being relatable, funny, and likable. But the second cracks appeared, they didn't protect their reputation. They let it erode, and once the internet saw cracks, it attacked. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring insults lets them destroy themselves. This is where Baldoni truly outplayed Blake and Ryan. He didn't insult them. He didn't engage. He simply continued to do the promos by himself, promoting a movie quite different from what Blake was promoting, and just let the lawyers slap back with the defamation suit. He let the internet sleuths keep digging, and he even let Ryan and Blake talk themselves deeper into the hole they were digging. They did all the damage for him. And this is a classic power strategy. When people are already digging their own grave, you don't hand them a ladder. You step back and let them keep digging. Baldoni played this to perfection. Play to people's fantasies. By letting the situation run its course, Baldoni let people craft their own story of the situation. He kept quiet at the promos, did not address the fact that he was alone. By staying silent, he allowed the public to turn him into the misunderstood good guy. People wanted a hero. And since Baldoni wasn't desperately trying to control the narrative, they made him a hero. In refusing to bend the knee, Justin Baldoni became the David to Blake and Ryan's Goliath. Meanwhile, Blake and Ryan shattered their own fantasy. The witty, lovable couple suddenly seemed calculated. Their charm turned into PR moves. The illusion broke, and once that fantasy dies, so does the public's loyalty. Don't push too far, or the people turn against you. See, this is where it all fell apart. Instead of recognizing the tide was turning, Blake and Ryan keep going. They try to defend, deflect, and control the narrative. But here's the thing. Once the internet starts turning against you, it doesn't stop at the initial controversy. It snowballs. Suddenly, people aren't just mad at them for the scandal, they're digging up past controversies, looking for more reasons to despise them. And that's the danger of pushing too hard. You don't just lose the battle, you make people want to burn down the entire empire. And once that happens, you've officially lost the game. Win through your actions, never through argument. You see, Baldoni knew he couldn't win his case publicly. He had to let Blake and Ryan's own actions do the talking. And guess what? That strategy worked. He didn't publicly defend himself. He didn't need to. By staying composed, he forced the audience to compare his restraint with Blake and Ryan's frantic reactions. And in contrast, he won. He stayed quiet. No messy Twitter rants. No woe is me posts. Just strategic, silent. He let other people fight for him. The public started asking questions, and instead of telling them what to think, he stayed quiet. Golden. He played the reasonable guy role. By not reacting emotionally, he made Blake and Ryan look like the aggressors. And this is how Baldoni is winning. And that is how you play the game of power. Baldoni never got his hands dirty. He let everyone else make the mess while he walked away looking spotless. And if you need proof, just look at the leaked texts messages. Blake allegedly called herself Khaleesi and claimed she had her dragons. Talk about self-sabotage.
Really?
The more she fed into the drama, the more Baldoni could sit back and watch the fire burn without even lighting the match himself. That is keeping your hands clean. So is this the end of Blake and Ryan? Probably not. But if they want to recover, they need to do one thing: stop talking. The more they push, the worse this gets. If they lay low, the internet will find a new villain soon enough. Blake and Ryan strutted into this thinking they were playing chess. Turns out they were playing Jenga, with a tower built on their own egos. And Justin Baldoni, well, he just had to watch them pull out the wrong block and let gravity do the rest. If there's one lesson here, it's this: never assume you are too big to fall. Because the internet loves a winner, but it loves a downfall even more. And in the end, the guy nobody bet on is walking away with the W. Blake and Ryan, they overplayed their power, and the internet loves taking down people who think they are invincible. Now, what do you think? Did Blake and Ryan deserve the backlash, or did Justin Baldoni just outplay them? Drop your thoughts below. And if you love breaking down power moves, hit that subscribe button and join the conversation. See you in the next one.